Hey guys, got another update for you on the old crap stable. Just about done at this point. Kind of the home stretch here, as you can see it coming together. A few updates from the last time. I got all the inside finished, and I got half of the chip rails with the little armrest bumper thing. So I'm almost done with the legs. I had to get some more of the contact paper because I ran out. So I got 2 more rolls of that. I haven't finished putting it on there, but that shouldn't be too big of a deal. The main deal is these chip rails and the bumper here. Man, that's just a pain in the ass. I've got probably 10 or 15 hours just into the one on this side. The other side is still in the garage. It's almost ready to bring in and start staining. Should go a little bit quicker. The chip rails were kind of hard because I've got MDF that's kind of the width of this underneath. It's kind of hard to see that these sit on, and then also the padding. I couldn't really put the rails together and keep them together to outline it. It was just like I had to glue it on there and then cut it with it on, and it was just a big pain in the ass. Kind of worked out though. I've got the 1.5" T-molding in here, the same slot cutter that I had on the router that I used for, where is it at? These pieces over here that isn't in here yet, I used the same on the rails of that. I actually didn't buy enough. I gotta buy a little more to finish. It's kind of an idea I had at the end there, and I think it looks pretty good. It doesn't go all the way to the top. The height of the chip rail and then the 3/4 MDF that it's on is the higher than the 1.5". But it still looks good. As you can see the slot here, so after I have my other chip rail, I'm going to do that T-molding to kind of bridge in between here. Got everything glued up. It's working pretty well on the diamond corners. And then I just got that regular green felt from Hobby Lobby. It was like $6. I got a whole bunch extra. I just used a little bit. The glue on the felt here on the bottom is perfect. I haven't had anything try to come up or any bubbles or anything. It's just been really nice. The diamond bumper is kind of hit or miss. I tried that red Loctite stuff, and it says you can use it for some rubber, but it wasn't really working real well. I started it on the other end over there, and it's the only spots I've ever had anything kind of try to come back off of it was on that other end. So the stuff I used on the other end that's been flawless was this the 3M High Strength 90, which is the highest of the 3M stuff, if I'm thinking right. It's like $16 or $13 a can. It's pretty expensive, but it had more stuff on there for rubber on the description or whatever, so it worked really well on this end. And I've had to patch a few areas on that end, but I got it figured out. As you can see, I got my little chip tray over here. I got that on whatever one of the sites was I got the rails at. I think this was like $15. It's nice because the 500-piece chips go in there just nice. It just is exactly 400 or 500 pieces, so I'm glad I bought that. Now for this part, I used let me grab the stain. This is the Bombay Mahogany Satin, the poly shade, which has the polyurethane and the stain mixed in. It's a few bucks more. I don't think that really does a whole lot having it mixed in, because it didn't have that nice clear coat is what I thought that polyurethane was supposed to do. And I was kind of unhappy because it kind of looked like shit. So to give it the nice gloss, and of course that is a satin, but to give it the kind of a nice hard clear coat, I bought the spray, the polyurethane spray, and then did a couple coats across this, and that's exactly what I was missing, and what I was looking for was the nice clear coat that you would typically see. That wasn't too hard. As far as the padding, this is where I kind of ran into a bunch of snags. As you can see, it kind of looks lumpy and uneven. I got a few spots where it's sewed together. The corners were extremely difficult. I tried to do it with just everything straight and stapled on there and then wrapped over the foam, and it has to be cut the right angle or else it won't work. Everything will crease. So that's why I have the stitches here where I've got it stitched together, because I had to lay the piece over and then, draw my line and then cut. And then I used that when I stapled it in here, and then you could fold it over and it wouldn't crease. And it was very difficult stapling everything on the bottom. Kind of looks like shit. I'm not really happy. I think the way to do it, and the way I'm probably going to do the side over there when it's ready, is I'm going to see, because the vinyl is like $6 for a yard. And I used a yard and maybe a yard and a half. So I might buy like 2 yards or whatever I need to do one solid piece, because it's so cheap. And then when I do the other side, I'll just lay it over in one solid piece and then draw the line, cut everything exact, and then I won't have to, because I had to hand stitch this. I don't have a sewing machine. So I'm going to try to avoid that. It was very time consuming and it sucks. On the end here, I just kind of folded it over. I didn't really have a good way of doing that. It kind of looks cheap, but we'll see. If the other side turns out really, really well using one solid piece, if that's the way I'm going to do it, then I might redo this, because it's only $10 for the vinyl. The foam is 2-inch foam. I got this at Hobby Lobby. I think this is $4 for like 15 by 15. And then I just cut it into strips. It's kind of hard to cut it with just a pair of scissors, but that was kind of the only way I could think of. So I just cut it in the strips of whatever the width would be, and then that's what I would stuff in there and kind of fold over the creases so it didn't have a corner on it. It was rounded. And it works perfect. So a little unhappy with the padding, but overall I think it isn't too bad. Everything's coming together. We've played on it quite a bit too. I've had people over and everybody seems to like it, and kind of getting tired of teaching everybody how to play. It seems like everybody that comes over doesn't know how to play, and then you got to teach them the basics, and it's confusing. And when I try to do some of the advanced bedding a little bit, it confuses them even more. And we're kind of going to start up a tournament here we've been talking about, so once I get this thing finished. So at this point right now, I've got probably all the other videos up on YouTube, and I haven't really had any comments or anything on there. Nobody seems too interested, so hopefully this video will be a little bit better when you can kind of see everything coming together. As far as price, I don't know, man. I probably got a good $600 into this thing, from getting nickeled and dime on all the odds and ends and the glue and the adhesive for this and that and the stain, and then everything seems to be $5-10 at least. So if you were going to do something like this, you'd have to budget at least $600 for what this is right here. So alright, that's it for now.